Okay, so in the living room here, this is where I put the mesh in here. I don't know if you can see it. I might be able to see it. Right back there. Okay. And then we have the other one there. That's the access point there. And we should have another one right behind me here. This is PoE, so this is plugged in. Now, these are only used for the 2.4. I did activate. Wait a minute. I did activate. Oh, this way. I don't need all that there. I did activate 802.11 AC because some stuff here uses. So here's a mixed environment. Here we got 2.4. So Wi-Fi 4, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6. I don't have any. I have one item that's Wi-Fi 7. What's happening? So what's happening is this. I brought my phone out because I gotta show you what happens. So I'm over here. The cat's sleeping in my way, but I can tilt the camera this way. It's always something showing. Okay, I gotta be comfortable too. So I decided. So we have a program called HIN. H is in Harry, I is in ink, N is in Harry, and T is in Tom. Okay. Okay. You can find that on the Google Store. I mean, the Play Store. It depends what you're using. But you install that on your Android phone. I don't know if it'll work on iPhone. But what that will do is, with this, all you have to put is, well, see, mine boot up 1, 2, 3. So you would put the administrator password, click on Advanced. It looks like the G5AR is using LTE along with 5G. Both of them are active. See? Yeah. Okay. Here it's telling me disabling all the radios mean your gateway will not broadcast Wi-Fi only. But I turn off 2.4 because I don't want it to work with 2.4. Because you should know that any router or anything using 2.4 is going to be slow. I mean, well, router that is wireless, you know. Wired router is a completely different story. I might have to put my other glasses on. Just hold on a second. Oops, these are the light's too bright. That's why. Well, this light's very bright. We have to use light because even though we have sunlight, it's just not enough light coming in. Okay. Okay, that's better for me. Much better. I can see. I'll look cool. So I turn off the 2.4. By default, the 2.4 radio is on for the G5AR. I disable it. Now, chat was telling me, oh, if you disable it, the whole system should shut down. No, because 5 radio, I just call it 5 radio and 6 radio. They're on. Band steering is turned off by default. Now I added another SSD to the mix, and that's all that's really here. There's nothing. There's no other controls here. If I click on 5 gigahertz, it's telling me I'm turning it off. No, I'm not disabling that. 6 gigahertz. No, I'm not disabling that. So you can't. There's no other settings. With the older model, you could get in and change the bandwidth from auto to 20 to 40 to 80. That was the max. So So here we have no idea if they're using the max. But the speed test that I ran, well, the fast test, I got 1.2 and 9.6 up. I tried to run it a couple of times. Sometimes it peaked at 1.3. It peaked higher, but it can't stabilize the connection with that speed. It usually drops down to 550. Are we getting the same as we getting before? Slight improvement. I know some others will say, well, gee, why don't you get external antennas and open up the device and put those strands in and plug them in. And those are the SMAs, and plug in the antenna. But remember, those antennas are not amplified. The only thing that's amplified is that box in there. The internal antennas in there is amplified. But if you want more, it's if I thought about it, could actually mount it on a pole as high as you can. But there's no sense going high because most of these 5G antenna systems that T-Mobile has spread around, they're only 10 feet up in the air. So your attic should be more than enough to hit that signal. I'm getting 4 bars, I see. I'm not seeing no 5 bars. Pretty disappointed in that. I thought it would hit 5. I'm not far from the tower, so I don't understand why. But anyway, I see that there's a lot of talk online saying, well, gee, do you need a Wi-Fi 7? Do you need Wi-Fi 6? Do you need Wi-Fi 5? You can just get away with 2.4. That's why I don't say 802.11g, which was before 802.11n. N can only give you 300. The most you get out of the N is 150. If you're lucky, maybe 72. That's how they degrade in speed. Wi-Fi 5 is supposed to give you maximum 866. It can go down as 250, 350. You see how that it is? So that's another one. Wi-Fi 6 is supposed to give you up to 1.2 gig. Or well, that's around the range. That on fiber you can see that speed 1 gig, but the thing is, on the cellular it's gonna drop. So what drops? You're looking at the satellite, cable TV, cable TV internet, coaxial internet. Okay. Even though the fiber uses fiber, some homes have coaxial in there still. I guess for legacy equipment, I don't know, TV or whatever it is they're using. So that's why you have an ON box. That's an ONT box. So that powers all the devices. That's what they used before. Mine's straight through fiber. Fiber comes directly straight into the house. So the fiber comes in, connects it from a junction box, connects another line in, and that's it. They drill a hole. So that's how my fiber is hooked up. I'm getting the best speed possible because I'm right next to where it comes in. That's where you want to put it. The same thing with cable TV. You want to go as close as you can to the line coming in or from the back. Because if you run it degrades, the satellites, their top speed is nothing. I know they promised 1 gig, but 1 gig, if it's going to be that terminology, you're going to be looking at 600. If they can guarantee, but we see that we don't know if they can guarantee it. It could. Let me see. Let me get a little closer here. Okay. I put wide angle so you can see everything. So the access point is behind me. So yeah. By the way, maybe the reason why I'm getting good speeds because that unit, that 5G AG is in the window still, and I aimed where the antennas are right against there. And then we have the mesh here, which has to be programmed same way like you had the other one. You have to plug it in and let it communicate, and then it communicates. It pops in. You don't have to really do much to it. Follow the steps. If you have a problem with the gateway, reboot it. Unplug that. Unplug everything, and hit the reset button to reset it to clear out any trash. I don't like the way this one is working. If I disable 2.4, it tells me there's an error, but the Wi-Fi works. So I don't know what kind of error it is. It's not what I expected. Well, I'm waiting to see if they don't send me the mesh to version 2 as they said they are. Then I'm gonna get rid of the system and just increase fiber up to 2 gig up and 2 gig down and get the extender and go that route and still use these access points. And for now, I plan to get Wi-Fi 7 access points, but unfortunately, they're pricey. It depends what you want, right? If you have a lot of devices, if you go to gateway or the fiber, then you have to look for something that can handle all those devices. A lot of people online say a whole bunch of different stories. I have a lot of experience in this stuff, so it's not like I'm just shooting the breeze. But I'm just letting you know. But you got to be careful, It depends what you got. I have fiber. We have all these different bands here. The fiber is set to 160 for G6. I believe these look like they're running at 160 as well. We're getting that speeds, but it downgrades. So they must have it on set to automatic. And it's a little shame how they have it set up, but that's the way they do it. One thing we don't take into account: cellular weather. The weather, yes, could affect the cellular signal. Snow, rain, storm, all that could affect it. Same thing with the cable company. Even though you say, gee, how come the cable is underground? But how are they communicating everything? How's everything set up? That's the whole thing you don't know. They're using satellite dishes, or how they communicate. How's the whole structure working? So the fiber works. Sometimes the fiber does go down, and the T-Mobile kicks in. That's the only reason why we keep the T-Mobile, for putting all the slower networks on there. Number 2, if you lose fiber, I won't be down. I'll still be up. And the cellular, the boost of cell phones. Okay, so on the old, Wi-Fi. This is Android 11. So I can access this wonderful Wi-Fi analyzing tool. It's gonna sound like this. So that's T-Mobile. That's the 6. Wi-Fi 6, which is 5.0. No. Yeah, 5.0. Yeah, 5 gigahertz. The 5 radio, and then you have the Wi-Fi 7, which is 6. Okay. Now, do I need 6? When I got one Wi-Fi, that's a 6 radio band. Okay, let's say like this: 2.4 radio, 5 radio, and 6 radio. All that guys get ting-tied. Okay, so majority of the smart devices are all 2.4. That's the robot that's running around. Which I'm gonna have to get back up and running because I really need it. And all the lights, the lights, the fans, everything like that. The smart TVs, they're on Wi-Fi 5. Okay, when you buy a smart TV, find out what it is on. If it's on Wi-Fi 6, match it to your network. I put the TVs, even though they're Wi-Fi 5, I put them to Wi-Fi fiber, because I want to watch 4K. I want to watch Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos sound. I want all that to turn on. I don't want to unable to turn on because your signal strength is not strong enough. Well, when these access points in here, it's like I'm running a satellite service here. It's strong. I want to run tests. See here? This is if you see the meter here. This is you can see it. Okay. All right. Oh, it shut off here. Hold on a second. Okay. See this? This signal is strong. The light. If I have to turn up the light, you can see it, but then you can't really see it. It's okay. That's negative 40. But that's no. This is where It's where it is in the window. It's far. The mesh helps. We're getting lower than -50. Before we were getting -40. That's good. Now the access points. Well, I'm right here. This is Wi-Fi 5, and both of them are getting the same signal. They're strong. The mesh represents that over there. So we're picking up what's broadcasting out of the 5G AR. Okay, and then the mesh is this one. Oops, I lost. Okay, I got a list of every. This thing picks up everything in the whole neighborhood. Huh. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, that's the mesh. That's -40. If you have an old phone, an old Android phone, you can download that. That should be available still. It has no ads in it. But it won't work. Oh, wow, the TV shut off again. Okay. Alright. Let me turn that off. So, the fiber, I'm far from the fiber. I'm getting below -50 from here. And then I'm getting a jump between almost -40 to -50. This is good to do site survey on job sites or around your property. See how far your signal goes, you know? Because if you can't get that, then they have another one that you can get for your latest Android. It's all the way down here. It's called Wi-Fi Analyzer. I don't know who makes it. But it lists all the bands. You take this on the plane, you can see all the access points where they are. I won't get into too many things. We're gonna have the next video is coming up. We're gonna explain about PAN network. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna explain a couple other things too. Seem to be a big topic. I might as well put my input too. What I think. A lot of you listen to me, and that's great. You know. If you do what I do here, because this mesh here has two 1 gigaports. These two here, these access points, they are 1 gigaport. They're PoE. So one coaxial goes into the injector, because I don't have a PoE switch. Your PoE switch, you just have the one wire coming out, and it takes care of everything else. I'm trying to minimize Ethernet cable. Sure, we can go all mesh. They have mesh systems where you don't need no antennas. Mesh systems where you don't need no coaxial cable. You go that way. Those are expensive though. I don't. Maybe eventually I might go that route, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. You know, these things are about $50 each, and then that thing is free from them. I don't understand why they don't want to send the better one, the more reliable one, the much. Because if you got Wi-Fi 7, why don't you send the Wi-Fi 7 mesh? Why would you just get away with Wi-Fi 6? Which is only 5 gigahertz. It's not 6 gigahertz. Okay, for the band. I just don't understand the logic there. It's like when you go to the T-Mobile store, the guy does not, all they know is to hook up the cell phone, get it going. Here's your cell phone. The rest you can do. The same thing with the internet. When you go get the gateway, they have no clue. Here's the gateway. Everything's all done. Just follow the directions. That's it. They try to make it easy. There's no SIM card. There's nothing to program. Everything. Yeah. So you get 2 LAN ports with that, and then the bigger unit is supposed to be 2.5. Well, we'll see if it's 2.5 like they say it's supposed to be. I don't know because I don't have it yet. Hopefully it starts to come this week. Hope it didn't get sent someplace else. That's really. That's really. I know it sounds funny, but I don't. I have no time for that. You know, because I set this stuff. That's it. The access points, they are managed, so you can go in there and change the speed. T-Mobile, this is the mess you. It's like, well, it's idiot proof basically. They don't want you going in there and changing. I know we have an app here, but the app doesn't control that. It only controls that. You can only turn off the band. With the old 4G AR, you can do a lot more. But I'm not gonna spend money and buy external antennas, which you can't even amplify. So you have to stick it up higher in the air, or take chances. Nobody's gonna want to see no big antenna on your roof. So that's what you put in the attic. If you have HOA. Okay, so a little lesson with Wi-Fi. Okay, so like I said, you got Wi-Fi 4, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6, and now you got Wi-Fi 7. Which is better? It depends what you need, what you got. Most of you are gonna have Wi-Fi 4, Wi-Fi 5, and maybe some of you might have Wi-Fi 6. Do you need 7? If you don't got 7, then you can get it, but that's future proof. So anything with 7 would work with it. Okay, but and I know there's limitations. They say Wi-Fi 8 is supposed to be better. By that time, there would be more understanding of the Wi-Fi and be more stable. Because Wi-Fi 7 is still not where it's supposed to be. And don't be fooled by, but 802.11 would be higher than 3. No, it's not. They say it's 488. No, they can't. No, it's not, because it's not going to show up. You look in your Windows, you look in your Android, it's not going to say no 488. No. They're fibbing. They shouldn't fib. I don't know. I guess it's not regulated. They say, your 5 can go higher. How can it go higher when it only can go so high? The only thing that's going to be higher is the Wi-Fi 7, the 6 gigahertz band, which would be higher. If you got anything that could take advantage of that, you'd have to change out your network cards in your computer or your laptop or whatever it is you got. So a lot of most of the computers that were made from 2012 and up, they use mini PCIe Express cards for the wireless. That's pretty good. If you had that in there, you got it made. You don't need a whole bunch of stuff. Just replace that little card. Costs but it used to cost $9. Now it costs $20. Everything's a little higher. And that's another thing too. Remember, these access points, these gateways, they get hot. And they start to overheat. Got to keep them cool. If you don't do it, what might happen is they shut off. Or they don't work right. They degrade. Think of it. That one's on. Let's see. For me to use that app I told you about, you have to log on. You have to switch to that SSD and get out of fiber and have T-Mobile wireless and Wi-Fi and talk to it, and it communicates and it connects. Otherwise, it won't work. This phone supports Wi-Fi 6. I don't know if it supports. Let me see something here. This one might support. Let's see. It says frequency 5 gigahertz. I thought it supports Wi-Fi 6. It doesn't support Wi-Fi 7. I would have sworn this was saying Wi-Fi 6. And another thing, if you disable 2.4 and you notice Wi-Fi 6 is not working, you might have to enable 2.4 radio, because that's the way they got it jerry rigged. They got it all worked up like that. If you disable one, I don't know. It just looks kind of strange. Let me see. Let me see if that theory is right. I'm gonna connect back, and it says here, frequency 6 gigahertz. Yeah, the phone. It's supposed to support. It's supposed to support Wi-Fi 7. This. So I'm getting 6 gigahertz. Let's run a speed test and see what we get. Let's do fast. Peaked at 1.4. It says 270. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Let me see what this is getting. Well, with fast, I'm getting 420. I don't know. Fast don't seem to work too well with T-Mobile for some reason. This is the old one. This is Android 11, Android 15. I don't think it's an upgrade to Android 17. They're both looking at the same thing. They're both running. This is the 5. It's got 330. Let's try to send them both on the. You can see them. When you're running speed tests with two phones, with them, it's gonna be slow. And this really showed slowness here. Holy cow! Upload speed 25. How about this one here? Upload speed 19. Oh boy. Let's try, I don't know if I got speed net here. Speed tests. Okay. Oh, it tested 366. So this one, let me see if I'm on. Okay, it said. Oh, they're advertising Starlink. Let me see if I can get speed test net to work. So here I got 463 down. Let me see if I'm on T-Mobile still. Which one? Yep, I'm on T-Mobile. So I got 400 down. I'm trying to see what I got on this. This one is made by. This one is Wi-Fi 5. This is Wi-Fi. Um, um, that's just, yeah, this is 866. This one, I don't know, what is 7 supposed to be? Wi-Fi 7. How fast is that again? Nine? I don't know. I don't see 9 on this one. So with the 6 gigahertz, I'm getting 400 and I'm getting higher, 500, almost 500 on the cell phone. Oh, what's upload speed? Why don't I show one? Wow. Oh, receive speed is 1,441 with the Wi-Fi 6. So that means you're not getting full power. And link speed. So basically, the receive is 1,441, whereas Wi-Fi 5, which is Wi-Fi 6, you're getting 204, but the link speed was a little lower. So with the transmit link, here it says 864. So you know they cut back on that. So it's based on your equipment, wherever your equipment is. All right, I hope you learned something. Now, go check your gateway. Is it hot? If it is, you better invest some money in. If you got some fans, or you can. There's a fan with a cooling unit on it, so it keeps it cold, brings it down. You might want to hook up one of those and keep it cold. It automatically come on and come off, and you can do that. That's USB. You should be able to tap into the USB in the back of the the gateway and let it run that fan when it needs to. Keep it cold. Keep it cold, better performance. That's a tip there. That goes to go. And if you have the mesh, well, you don't have to keep it close by, and you should use the ports and hook up extra access points. You'd have a good, strong little network here. But as you can see, even with the Wi-Fi 6, you're getting 21. So you're getting they're giving you the full bandwidth. Looks like it. Looks like they are. I know it's set to automatic. So automatic will say, well, gee, do we need more than 160 bandwidth? Or should we just get away with 880? Oh, wow. Hold on a second. All right. That will wrap it up. Hey, if you found this helpful, instead of your Wi-Fi, you know, you know, hit the subscribe button. And trying to get up to 1,000. We're getting there. Okay. Then we have membership too. You want to help as a member? There's two sets of members. There's regular tech and tech club, and then we have the team tech club. That's the highest setting. Okay. And those I've already done it already. You know, I show you some hidden things. Some things I can't really say. I don't know. It might cause backlash. So, but I put it there. Because a lot of you should be advanced to understand that. Green light on that, green light on that, green light on that one. I put this upside down so the light can be shown. Those lights can be turned off. The only thing I can't do is I can't get to those right now. And to find out how many devices are hooked up to them. Before I go, so all this is based on. Oh, see, it jumped. See, it went from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 5, which is, I mean, well, it went from Wi-Fi 7 to Wi-Fi 6. It dropped. It happens. T-Life is your best friend, and that's what they want to use. They want you to use the T-Life app to set it up. You might want to go to the browser and look. But okay, so here it says the old one needs to be rebooted. I don't know why it's in there. 5G gateway 5 G5AR is online. I'm gonna go this way to see what you can connect to it. And you better be on that network, that SSD connected to that to get to test out your device. Before you were able to get around that, but it doesn't show you that. It says 19 devices are hooked up to this. Wow. Well, the only thing that should be hooked up the two TP-Links EAP 225 access points. They're there. These two phones will be hooked up to it. All the Echo devices, all the ON TVs. There shouldn't be that many devices. The lights are not hooked up. That's good. They're going to the other devices. Okay, so it picked up the mesh. I don't know if you can see it. You see it? You can see the mesh there. And then the gateway there. This is the T-Life app. Okay. I disable that. And here you can disable, let's see, the frequency band. Ooh. You see what they did? 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz. If you want the 6 gigahertz to show, so they piggyback it. You know, that's what they recommend. You can go 2.4, 5 gigahertz, or 2.4 and gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. But you can't go 2.5 gigahertz or 6 gigahertz. But the app is doing. It's supposed to be disabled. Ooh. Or you can just go 5 gigahertz. I wonder if 6 gigahertz would work. I'm turning off the. I don't want the 2.4 on. I want to make sure it's turned off. Okay. I just said the 5 gigahertz. We don't need 6. It's really not using 6. I mean, this can use 6, but the speeds was no thing to cry home about. So you're not getting full power in the speeds. It's terrible. I can't even think about how this thing is working. Ooh. Make sure if you're buying a Wi-Fi 7 router because you want one, make sure it has the 3 bands. Okay, because a lot of them don't have it. They just have the 2 bands, and the problem is that the second the 5 gigahertz is higher, and it promises on piece of paper it's not the same thing as what it really is. If you need 7, get that band. Get all 3 bands. Tri-band. That's what it's called. But again, Wi-Fi depends on what obstacles. Concrete block, cinder block, wood. Is it too many? Do you have metal in the wall? Is it Is the whole thing like that? The access points should be higher. I should put them higher. But I need to know what's coming, and I need to know what I'm dealing with. Because the way I had it here before, I had an access point on a tripod there and tripod here, because that's where they had it hooked up on one of their shows. The network guys did that. I shouldn't sit like that, but I gotta sit like that. Anyway, I hope you learned something. Okay? All right. Okay. You say, why don't you hook up to the ceiling? I did that. It got so hot it could burn into the popcorn. I have popcorn in the ceiling. I like popcorn. I can't stand to see cracks. All right. So this is rebooting. Okay. All right. That should be it. I will talk to you again on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Okay? And don't forget, subscribe. May you help the channel grow. You can become a member, help the channel grow. If all this useful information was useful to you, then hit the subscribe button. Or you just like listening to me talk, hit that subscribe button. Okay. I'm going to go back. So this will go out today. I should take a picture. Oh, successful. It was able to switch it to 5 gigahertz. Let me see something before I let you go. Let's see. Did the speed increase? Oh, okay. So the full that button. Okay. So we're expecting with the 5 gigahertz band, we're looking at 200 and something. With the 6 gigahertz band, we're looking at a higher frequency. But the thing with all of this is that that's Wi-Fi 6. The other one was Wi-Fi 7. Ah, okay. Transmit is 2400. Receive link is 1441. Both of them supposed to be the same speed, so you can see what it does. On the other one, Wi-Fi 6, it had transmit speed the same as 1441, which is supposed to be higher. Okay. Anyway, so don't expect too much from the 5G AR. But if you want Wi-Fi 7, then you'll see double the speeds. But you'll have to turn on the 2.4 in there. Let me see something here. Since I'm connected to this, I can run the other program and see what's it doing. Well, at least you know Wi-Fi 6 works, but expect Wi-Fi 6 to be doubled in speed. So you'll get like 400 and something. But I don't know. Let's see, the laptop. But it's not full speed. It's half, so you only get 50%. So you know, again, when you have full throttle, 160 band, you're gonna get both speeds to be the same. But both of them do the same thing. On the 6, you know, it's 866 link speed, and the max is 1,441. Right here is 2402 for Wi-Fi 6. So they jerry-rigged the Wi-Fi 7 as well. I don't. Well, wait till this box comes, then we'll have to have everything correctly at the right speed, and then we'll know. You know, because this only goes up to Wi-Fi 6. Maybe that's why. I don't know. We'll have to see. I can't really determine. Then I know I'll run tests, and we'll have another video on that. Okay. All right. Enjoy your week. Rest of your weekend. See you Wednesday. Here we go. We're out of here.